Just a black screen. Booyah. There's that. There's that. My kids are gonna be heading out to my sister's house here at some point, so I may have to take a little break. Check in on them. But I want to get back to being very consistent, getting like an hour in a day. Because that's how you end up getting things done. Just kind of stay consistent on them. So this is the stuff I've been working around on for the Pickaxe Master. I thought it would be a good idea to test out the deck rules on trying to get the asset spawners to work. So make myself a new folder. We'll call this the Snipe Hunting folder. Masters add. This is like cash out. How about we get a new folder for like economy? Okay, so how I used to have this set up. Asset spawner snipe. So once you kill a snipe, it goes up into this RNG, which would pick one between 5 and spawn only one thing that you can hunt at a time. So there's this little guy right here who's running away from me, and he goes up. He still can't come back down unless I haven't refreshed this in a while. I have this fun mechanic where if you shine it with the flashlight, it'll freeze. And then it can start moving again. So that should be a fun mechanic to actually be able to knock him down and kill him. And then this one spawned an emerald, which is pretty cool. So we can see that we have this emerald in our bag. Emerald. And in Eon, you can actually pull stuff out of your collectibles. So this is a shop, and I'm using the logic to actually pull an emerald out of my bag. And one emerald is worth 160. I can't see. Doesn't have it all. 160 masters. Oh, actually, maybe I just didn't type masters because it's right there. So I got 160 masters. It's pretty cool. So let's demonstrate how this works if we're just using RNG. RNG and like only one can be alive at a time. How about that? There's 5 spots. And so when this one dies, it drops the resource asset spawner. I might change up how I do this part too, because with asset spawners, you'll see with this asset spawner, I've actually already sort of changed what I do because I can drop 20 things out of this asset spawner. How awesome is that? So with this one asset spawner, I can spawn 20 things. And Pickaxe Master's tier is 10 things. So you can see it goes from coal to copper, silver, gold, emerald, sapphire, ruby, white diamond, blue diamond, red diamond, and they're all included in this snipe. I'm calling it a snipe. Snipe hunting. So in this marketplace, I have a logic template here. Tier 0 through 10 RNG system. The RNG system is built for up to 10 tiers of drops with increasing odds for higher tiers. Make the higher tiers as rare or common as you want. And you can just add this right to the board. I made this. And that's the logic I'm using. So if I go up into the boards here, and we see tier 0 through 10 RNG system, this is the exact thing that I made here. So I was trying to make the deck system work for me last night. So when the thing drops, we're gonna roll the drop. The way this works is it just is less than or it's greater than or equal to only one of these things can be true. And this is a tier 0 drop. If it's greater than or equal to 40, then you get coal. If it's less than 40, then it's going to go on to the next tier. And it just goes on that way all the way through 10. So to get the 10th tier, you'd have to win 10 rolls in a time. 10 rolls in a row. So that's pretty cool. And you can easily just... How do you do this? Add template to board. Save board as template. Save all boards as a template pack. So there's lots of ways that we can build in systems into this. So if somebody does the work once smartly, then potentially a lot of other people can use piggyback off of their work. And that's really what I like about this type of stuff, is how you can like duplicate the logic and reuse work you've already done for other stuff. It's pretty cool how you can build on top of other people's backs with this, or build on top of other people's foundations with this type of stuff. So I don't really want to flood it with just a bunch of random logic. I want people to want something, wonder how it's done, and then deliver something to them. So let me know if you're interested in any help, because it's easier than ever to share logic with people. Back to this resource asset spawner. So this thing can drop 10 things, and you just saw the RNG system that runs it. And I just have this random sound effect in here. I didn't even hear that. Can I hear it? It doesn't matter right now, but it plays a sound effect. Oh, it's because the volume's at 0. I turned it down. Just as a random sound effect. And at the end of it, message on the end, deck, snipe, draw. Okay. So that's where the next roll is coming. And this system is working if I use the sniper. The snipe asset spawner RNG system. So it'll go in here and it'll just spawn a new snipe. Roll a number between 1 and 5. It'll only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to decide and spawn one. So we don't need this out here. This will mess stuff up. What's up, ERA? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing amazing. I love having a pistol in a Pickaxe Master game. Did it spawn one? Well, let's make sure this is working first. So, deck snipe draw is coming out. That's the message. Oh, yeah, because I deleted this variable. That's right. Because it was just like working on its own for some reason. Let's make that variable again. And let's call this the snipe asset spawner RNG. Can be a global number. And we're going to, put that in here. Snipe asset spawner RNG. Smashing life. You could smash a ball a lot of different ways, you know. It could be a home run. Be smash up the line, like a line drive up the line. Be a foul ball. Be a pop up. I don't think a pop will smash a pop up. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to assume you're smashing home runs, though. I did see that. I actually just applied for it. Okay. Why did that spawn out? So I forgot. Oops. That thing's still out here. I didn't change anything about this. So these things are called snipes because I wanted to make something that I could freeze with a flashlight. And I was thinking about how when I was a kid, we would trick some of our friends into snipe hunting, where you would go out and make noise to attract the snipe. And then they would have a flashlight so they could freeze the snipe. And then catch it with like a bag or something. So they'd have the flashlight, they'd have a noise making machine, and then they'd have a bag. So those were the 3 ingredients to catch snipe. And then you'd be out in the middle of the night camping or something, or like at a fire pit. And you would tell them that there's snipe in the woods around you. And so you would wait until it's really late at night, and then you'd send them out on their first snipe hunting trip. Because everybody is in on it, and they've all caught their snipe already, right? Like, this is the initiation. You have to catch a snipe to be part of the group. It's just the way it is. We all had to catch a snipe. And so, that's the inspiration of this right here. These are the snipes. I'm interested to see what we can do with it. There's 4 games out there that you can play right now. Um, Sandbox is cool because everybody knows Sandbox. We have a lot of assets over there. Ecosystem. How'd they get 2? There's a marketplace established. All this stuff. Once you get 2, there's 2. I had a little lightning bug land. How did you get in here? Yeah, the flashlight freezes them. That's like the main... That's like your main weapon against a snipe. We always used to say that once you hit them with a flashlight, they'd freeze. And as long as you kept the flashlight on them, they would just freeze like a statue. Just walk on over and pick them up. Put them in the bag. I'm not sure why I'm getting multiple snipe spawnage. Looks like they are, like, not coming right back home. That's good. Just kind of, like, floating about. Oh, is this one coming home? Yeah. So, this was my first idea for something, is you would have to kill a snipe to spawn a snipe. And so Cyber Dragon made this deck building system that I wanted to try out. So I'm pretty sure deck snipe draw. This is the RNG I was using. So let's just delete that, and then this shouldn't work, right? Unless the deck started working. Why did that spawn? Is there like how does that spawn on its own? Three, 4, 5. I'm not sure how it's getting an RNG to come out of it. Let me give this a save and a refresh because it's been a minute. Weird. I've been testing Eon in all the browsers because I just like have all the accounts logged in different browsers, and it's easiest that way usually. In Firefox, it's definitely the weirdest one. I don't know how this first RNG is happening. There's no message here to start a roll. Let's say that I just changed this to select a variable. And that message is coming out because wait, that doesn't have a message attached to it. So how could that make it work? It's like some sort of bug. Has to be. Themes, RNG rule will go off without a message. Yeah, just a minute. If I remove the variable, it will not send it will not work. But if the variable is there, it will roll, oops, and send its message. Um, 6/9/26 stream. Reddenford stream. What's up, Panda Pops? It's good to see you in chat. How's life? So let's just turn that off. And if it doesn't have a variable, it won't roll. Interesting. I'm not sure what that's all about. Life is difficult. It certainly can be. Nothing worth having is easy, right? So there's this deck building rule cards. But time heals all wounds. Time will make it better. I wish it didn't take so much time sometimes, though. So I'm trying to use these card logic rules to test them out, since Cyber Dragon added them to Eon here. And if I have the Snipe Spawners deck here, I was thinking it would be cool to use a deck for, you know, like how a deck of cards works, where if you flip them over, you can't get the same card again until you shuffle the deck. So I was thinking it would be cool if I could call on the deck when I'm looking to spawn the next snipe, so that I don't reuse any of the asset spawners until I have to shuffle the deck again. Which seems like a good way to use it. So I have these admin messages. On player join, we send on player join, And on instance start, we send on instance start. So you'd think this message would come out when the first instance of the game is whipped up. And this would be a player message from each player that joins. Whoops. So we're going to create a deck. Okay. On instant start. So we're going to create this deck one time. The snack guy, this, what? The deck ID is going to be Snipe Spawners. Okay, so we can go from 0 to 4 because I'm trying to learn like a programmer. And we're going to start counting from 0 up to 4. And that's 5. Auto shuffle after create. Yes, that sounds nice. So we're going to create the deck and we're going to shuffle it. We're going to store the deck size in Snipe deck size. So you need to create some variables for this. These rules. So the Snipe deck size, the Snipe deck remaining size, and the Snipe deck draw. Those 3. Whoops. We got to bounce back to boards. I'm just, what am I building? I'm building out just things in Eon Editor to test it out to see what's possible. But like you can see here, I have the Misty Mountain map that we brought over. And I'm just trying to like bring some concepts and brands that I have into Eon Editor. Test it out. We're working on this, and then we're working on shooter. Like a dual shooter, PvP shooter. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between these 2 builds. But it's pretty cool because in this game engine, you can like collect those things. So in Pickaxe Master, there's like coal through Red Diamond. So you can collect this stuff. I have like 8 coal here in my inventory. And there's like the shop over here. So I can actually sell the stuff out of my inventory into this variable masters. And it actually pulled the coal out of my bag. That's really cool. And today I'm going to test actually dropping collectibles into the bag. And I'm just like working on logic, on testing logic that's been added in the Eon Editor changelog stuff. So today I'm trying to get this deck builder working, or think through what I'm missing here. So on instant start, we create the deck ID Snipe Spawners. Minimum card number, which I just did for fixed. Card ID, deck ID. Is minimum card number and card ID the same thing? Is that how we get the card ID? That's what I'm wondering. So I was thinking on instant start, we create the deck, define the Snipe deck. So after I create the deck, do I define the cards? Or is this getting messed up because I need to define the cards first? I don't even know. Maybe that's why it's not working. So let's try to do that first to see if that'll fix it. We'll just finish thinking through my thought process here. So after I create a deck, I can define the cards, hopefully. Maybe I have to define them first, I don't know. So I defined all of the cards on with one message. There's 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like I did in create a deck, min card number, max card number. So I was thinking that they would just work if you roll that number now. And then we draw a card with, that's where that message was. Deck, snipe, draw, that's coming out of the play message. Snipe spawners is the deck ID. Snipe deck draw is the variable. Remaining cards, snipe deck remaining size. And then on empty, I was thinking I would put the shuffle message, go up into shuffle, and then start the next draw. So only would we go back to drawing the first card after we use all 5 of the cards. And I can see that the logic is sort of working. Because I put an interactable on this block right here, this asset. And you can see on the variables, oh, I guess they're behind my head. Let me move those variables quick. If I grab this and bring them over here, like maybe just put them in the middle. So on the bottom we can see snipe, deck, draw. Snipe, deck, remaining size, and snipe deck size. So 5, 5, 0. And when I push this button, or when I kill this snipe here, it creates a draw. You can see the snipe deck draw. That was number 1. There's 4 left. I think that doesn't need to be 5. I don't know. I'm a little confused. But let's loop through it. So 1, 4, 0, 3, 2. Yeah, so let's see here. Snipe deck size. I don't even know if I need to do anything here. Let's just leave these 0. So snipe deck size, it automatically changes that to 5. And then it automatically changes that to 4. Interesting. So the main trouble I'm having right now is that I'm not getting a draw message. Let's see if that's because I'm doing this in the wrong order. So let's go create deck snipe. Let's call this create deck snipe. Let's keep this define snipe deck. I got a tickle in my throat. I might have to go get a drink of water. Okay. So define snipe deck, create snipe deck. Actually, we'll keep that. Duplicate it, bring this on here. And then we'll say we want to define a snipe deck. Whoops. So that's this first one. Define a snipe deck. Then we're gonna create. Gosh, I'm just the worst. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Messages are confusing. They always are. Okay, so we're going to do this. So I just defined them. Now I'm going to create it. Now I'm going to draw one. And I got a 4. But I also didn't get the draw message. Because you can see here, define a card. So card ID 0. And when I draw this card, wait. No, this is right. It's on top. Asset spawner snipe 0. So when I draw this card, it's supposed to be this message sent. We copy this message over. See, it's the same message. So it's just not quite getting sent out. And then there's kind of a goofy bug right here where if I just change this variable and it doesn't have a message, it'll send still. Get the chain started. But then I won't get any more. Interesting. So, we're working on that stuff here. The next thing I want to test out is adding collectibles to people's inventory. So I also have all this logic built into this experience where we can just mine with these buttons here and use our strength. So let me turn these buttons on quick. Hey Nazman, good to see you. Hope you're doing awesome today. Okay, so strength. We have people starting with 100 strength here right now. And sand will cost you 1 strength. But I have skill up a little bit and sharpness up. I forget what all this stuff does right now. Also a little luck. Found nothing again, no help there. Found nothing again. Found copper. So in this system that I built, I was just going to grant masters right away. But since then, Cyber Dragons added to Eon the ability to add collectibles right into the inventory. So we're going to test that out with this system. I'm not 100% sure how it works. Let's duplicate this. Do we also do that with shop? Probably. Maybe. Grant collectible. But they would have to use this. Maybe that's not possible. I can grant collectibles, but they have to be in the shop. Actually, using the shop button, I think. So I don't think I'd be able to do it with just like a button. Let's see if there's something else I missed here. Grant item. Okay, I'm dumb. So preset. Collectible coal. Is it droppable? Yes. Grant once? No. Equipable? No. And then here's the message. So if we go into my messages here, mine, sand, yes, because you need to have enough dirt. Tier nothing. Mine, sand, tier coal. Paste that. Okay, there it is. That's coal. So let's test that. You found coal. You found nothing. You found gold. You found coal. Let's go into our inventory. There's no inventory. We are going to recreate a bit of the mountain in Eon. I don't know if it'll be a one-for-one copy because we weren't able to copy over like where the assets are. And there's like hundreds of thousands of assets on Misty Mountain, and I just don't see myself doing that. So it'll be some sort of system that we figure out that's fun. And we want to push what's possible in Eon Editor as well. So it's going to be some sort of, I was thinking some sort of like survival game to start. Because there aren't necessarily a lot of people sitting around to create lobbies most of the time. And I feel, I mean, it would be great if that just all of a sudden happened. But I think that it would be cool to create a type of game where we encourage people to live in the server for a bit, and then maybe while that server is alive, it'll encourage more people to be on the server. And then all of a sudden, boom, we're having a good, healthy game, is my idea to start. So, I don't know, some sort of like DayZ or Tarkov or something, but not so much like building, just like sneaking around. And I'm not 100% sure what the plan is, to be honest with you. Right now, we are working on helping squish bugs. Oh, I didn't grant an amount. One of these, please. Coal. No, still none. Oh, it stayed at nothing. It changed to 0? Okay, that time it's at 1. Let's see. Let's go look now. Just change back to 0. Yeah. Grant item. Grant item amount field goes blank. Testing out granting items. I think it's a component. And component. I haven't been able to get a preset collectible into my inventory yet. I've noticed that the amount field goes blank even though I double checked that the one is there first. We're gonna go 6, 9, 2026 Fred and Bird stream at 50:37. All right. I might add a bunch of like I'm more concerned with putting together a fun loop that people want to play before decorating anything. I'm much more concerned with a fun loop. You don't need like a decorated thing to know that people will play the loop. You need the loop way before you need the decoration. Like, people would have fun if you had a fun loop. People would have fun out here on this flat surface. Like, if it was a fun loop, you don't need much space. I was thinking that I could make a tag game in Misty Mountain as well. That might be kind of fun. But first, I want to make games that encourage people to live inside servers. And not so much make... I am making a like a 1v1, 2v2 PvP game. But also in that game, there's going to be like a target range and stuff, so stuff you can do by yourself. But you will need to find a friend to actually play the other game too that I'm building. And I want this one to be more a single player aspect to it, but also that PvP aspect to it. Misty Mountain's pretty sweet, awesome space, and it can be extremely interesting with just the blocks. I love how in Eon Editor you can, you know, go all the way up into first person, which makes traversing Misty Mountain pretty fun. But it's also fun to just be able to scroll your wheel out when you feel like it for other views. So there's lots of cool control you can give the player. There's lots of dev options, so you can really have your full control, a lot more control over the game you want, for sure. So we've pretty much tested everything I wanted to test out in this, and I showed the deck building process. I also tried to set up the deck the other way, where I define the cards and then create the deck and then draw the card. I can't get the draw card messages to come out. We went and tested the collectibles opposite, so I can pull collectibles out. That is working, but I cannot drop collectibles in yet. And we reported those bugs. I reported this draw card bug on my own last night. What else can we try? I don't think Cyber Dragons worked on the lobbies. Let me pull the 1v1 one up quick. So this is what the one we're working on for, if anybody wants to hop in here and test this, that'd be cool, because supposedly we can shoot each other better now. That would be something we can test. But I don't think the lobbies are quite working yet. Let's give this a save. Let's give this a refresh. So I think Cyber Dragon's working on connecting these two lobbies together so that they'll wait for each other, but we're not quite there yet. Everything's kind of tucked up in the upper left-hand corner. I'm gonna publish this, and I'm gonna run around in the public version. If anybody wants to hop in, we can try to shoot each other. That'd be fun. I'm actually gonna play on the Brave browser. Okay. So over here's the target range. There was this little bug where you can't see the whoa, what is that? Killed myself with my rocket launcher. There are a few bugs. Why is the explosion so giant right now? You can see how big the explosion radius is. How is it hurting me back here, bro? Oh my goodness. I'm not sure what's happening here. Whoa. I think it's gonna keep shooting because I was mashing? No. Sorry, that's extremely loud beeping, isn't it? It's loud for me too. Turn that down for you. Something I can work on today too. Cyber Dragon added variables that we can control in the guns. So we could work on like reloading the bullets once you run out of bullets, or like having infinite bullets in the shooting range while not having infinite bullets while we're dueling. We could decide how many bullets are appropriate to have in a 1v1, how many bullets are appropriate to have in a 2v2. We can do all that stuff on our own now because we have variable control. Why is this only reloading one at a time? Hey, it ate my last bullet. What the heck? It seems to be something with trying to shoot while it's reloading. That time it didn't do it. Why does sometimes it not reload all the way? I don't get it. That time it reloaded all the way just up to 2. Oh yeah, I can't. I'm in public lobby. Boom, boom, boom. Shotgun reload speed's way too slow. Let's see if this feels different than my editor quick. The rocket launcher, shotgun. We'll just do the shotgun. Measure, 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 6. Measure, 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 6. Yeah, so that's some sort of like little bug probably. Goes right to 6. It's probably me mashing on it. It's messing it up somehow. I'm not sure. I'm never sure. Oh, go back to my other browser. I'm out of bullets. Rocket launcher is definitely acting different. That one got through finally. So one slam dunk thing I definitely can figure out for sure here is we can now have variables in these weapons, which is really cool. So we can change the maxing. Reserve ammo. 0 for max ammo. That makes sense. So, okay. So I could use a VAR. Start ammo pistol. He actually made it. He said he's. So there's an automatic one that pops over here. And if I change this variable to 0, the local variable, which makes sense. And then when we go over here, I should have done it with assault rifle. It doesn't seem like it's going to be infinite ammo. Max ammo. Start ammo. Max ammo, start ammo. How about that? What if we do both of these? Also, no. Okay, so maybe that's just a bug if we change something to a variable. Let's go back to fixed here. And if we change fixed to 0, max ammo 60, that probably doesn't matter. Mag size. Start ammo infinite. 12-0. No, that just don't work. Settings. Set to 0 to use max ammo value as starting reserve. Where did I just read that? Did I make it up? I must have just made it up in my head when I saw that, because it does not say that. It says to use weapon default. Oops, that's sword. Set to 0 to use the max ammo as the starting reserve. Messages. Also, something else I wanted to add into this is I want double jump to only work if you're using the sword. So there's this message on Switch. I also want a test message on Switch. Alright. Max ammo. Start ammo. $1 million bullets. Why don't I have 1 million bullets? Maybe that's just too many. Let's just say 1,000. Variables. $60 and $120. $60. What if we just do $60 then? Variables don't seem to work. Let's change mag size to a variable. And change this one to 60. 60 mag size, baby. Okay. Bug report. Weapons, variables. Alright. Pistol, weapon, variables. It's changing. Weapons loadout. I tried changing the variables to different amounts. And then tried changing them all to 60. And the pistol would still read 12/0 bullets. Bread and bird string. 6, 9, 26 at 113 49. I will be back in, wait, one little minute. What am I showing here? There we go. I'll be back in one little minute. Alright, let's see if we can get the sword switch to give you the double jump. Let's see if these stay on the HUD quick. Share everything up here. 60, 60, 60. Yeah, they stay 60. Okay, so inside of spawn, there is a movement called double jump. Double jump options activated at start? No. We'll say that this message is enable double jump. Enable double jump and disable double jump. I always fight with where I'm going. So, when we switch to sword, we start on number 1, so maybe I should put pistol in the number 1 spot. I think that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna switch this to sword. Automatically unlocked. Wonder if it's gonna make new variables. It did not. Okay, so we have to go inside here. Message on switch. We are going to enable. It's not in there anywhere. Enable double jump. I'm probably going to want to do more things with this in the future, but for now we're just going to go enable double jump, and then the rest of them have disable double jump. Enable double jump, disable double jump, looks the same. So pistol, disable double jump, automatically unlocked. Perfect. Collapse again. Sword. Sword should have enable. Assault rifle. Disable. Shotgun. Disable. Rocket launcher. Explosion radius? That might be why. I don't know. Just bring it down to 12. Where's the rocket launcher messages? There it is. Disable double jump. No double jumps. Got the pistol right away. Switch to the sword, we got a double jump. Switch to the pistol, we lose the double jump. I like that. I like that a lot. So, I want to mess with movement more. I want sprint to be more of a dash. So I'm going to turn this up And I'm going to turn this down. We'll try that for start. I can't do double jump force. Maybe I can, yeah. I want jump to go way higher. That might be too high. Oh, double jump is on. Why is double jump on? Activate and start. Enable double jump. Should be off. Weird. Can't do a sword while you're airbound. Wait. I don't have any sword movement. I always go into gameplay when I want to go into combat. Automatic. Sword doesn't work if it's on 2. What's happening? Wait. Should be unlocked. Also, this pistol should be locked up. Oh yeah, I forgot I said unlocked. Like a dummy. Weird. I can't get the sword to come out. It is giving me the double jump, but I've lost the ability to attack. There was a sound. Mm. 360 sweep. Make the color red. So, if I switch the sword back to the first one and the pistol back to the second one... No, sword's just not working. a male screaming fear. No, I don't want to use a male screaming fear. I just want to use something. I don't even know. Can I? No, not that. There, just like a little jingle. Report it back. Switching the order of weapons to put sword in the second spot. Sword stopped responding after switching the order of weapons. I wanted to put the sword second so that you would have to switch to it to get a double jump. And then switch back off to lose the double jump. But when I put the sword in the second spot, the sword stopped responding to my left clicks. I don't know what else to say about that. Bread first. 2026. Something like that. Alright, peeps. That's going to be it for me today. I got some work I got to get done. But it's been a very good time hanging out. Looks like Panda Pops just started up so we can raid Panda Pops. That's pretty cool. Alright, everybody. Much love. Appreciate you very much. I'm going to try to stream at least 1 hour every day. Keep up on the technology and get things done. So, much love. Appreciate you. Spread the peace. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Curtin, where you at? Where you at, Curtin? Ah, there it is.